Now today we're going to unbox an order. I'm expecting to come any minute now from TRAINZ. TRAINZ with a Z. I buy a lot of my rolling stock there. I have had really good experience with them, and the quality of the stuff I've gotten and the packing has all been really good. And I want to show a couple of tips of what I do whenever I get any used train, either from a train show or from TRAINZ. There'll be a few little tips, and then of course we're going to bring everything up to the layout and put it through its paces on the layout. Well, it has the look that we've got a package on our porch, and it's from TRAINZ.com. Now, I'm always excited to get a delivery of anything, really, and whenever I get a box from TRAINZ.com, it's going to have some nice O-gauge trains in here. We've been buying stuff from them on a regular basis and never had a bad experience yet. So I felt like this might be a good time to do an unboxing. Now, the first thing I always look at is this box damaged? Because we live in the New York City area, and you never know. The delivery people can be... Now, because Karen and I both order and buy a lot of stuff online and have it delivered, I'm very conscious of when somebody packs a package like this, especially something delicate or something valuable or important, and my trains to me are all of the above. I really do appreciate a really high quality packing job. Now, because I collect and run everything from the 50s O-gauge right up to the present, every time I order something, I try to order some from each little era to keep my collection up to date. So the first piece that I'm opening up and unboxing here, and keep in mind, today I got all used trains, used rolling stock. In the past, I have gotten some new, some used in the same order. And it seems like TRAINZ is just a great source for getting, if you have an eclectic collection like I do, of adding to it. And whenever possible, they include the box, of course. Now, this is a car I've been after for a long time, have not been able to find it at train shows, and they had one, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. For one reason, I have the Virginia engine that matches this. The FM, the Trainmaster, and I want to get the matching caboose, which I have not been able to find yet, but I have a feeling it won't be long until I find it. Now, whether it's new or used, the first thing I always do when I get a piece of new rolling stock, I want to see if the wheels spin freely, and even if they do, I'm going to take my needle oiler before I put it up on the layout, because every once in a while when you have older stuff, you get wheels that are draggy, and it just makes you putting a load on the engine for no reason at all. But this is one of the cars, and when I get the matching caboose that has the yellow stripe down there, there's a bay window caboose that matches this, I'll feel like I'm going to be getting that Virginia. I have a Virginia steam engine and a Virginia diesel and FM. I'll be able to add to the consist. And I'm hoping pretty soon I'm going to get the bay window Virginia caboose. Again, I had it years ago. I donated it to a friend who was building the supply of rolling stock on his layout, but I'll be able to get it because the supply, the amount of things TRAINZ has on their website is unbelievable. And all gauges and all HOs and new and used. I've had good luck, and they have just added to my, what I want to ultimately have is more of the Virginia cars and the caboose. In the course of unboxing these, some of them, obviously they use TRAINZ. I don't save the boxes or keep the boxes because I don't generally sell anything. I just add to my collection, which right now is pretty significant. And I don't like to make it go down. I like to make it go up. This is one of the cars that's a Mike's Train House that I really wanted. And again, I'm trying not to do any damage. I know I've heard of people that damage things taken out of the box. I don't want to add my name to that list. Anyway, this has the look of that it's a brand new. If you didn't see the box, you'd think this was brand new. Now, here's a good significant thing to remember. From TRAINZ, when I buy something from TRAINZ, they're rated on a 1 to 10 scale. New, almost new, as good as new, whatever. You can look at their website, check it out. But generally, everything I've gotten there has met my demands that I wanted, and the prices, of course, are very good. Like a train show, you've got to do a little searching around. This, by the way, is a really nice car. This is one that it's very delicate up on the by the tower. I want to be real careful with this as I unbox it. And this is one I really have been looking forward to adding to my collection. Again, I do have a love of tank cars. Where I live, there's a chemical, what would be the right thing to say, a couple of towns over, and there's always chemical cars coming in and out on the trains that go by. And I've checked all the wheels, but again, I'm just very meticulous about it. I do a lot of oiling of the wheels because I like to run long trains. The other thing I check is that there's none of the little springs are missing. Not a big deal if they are. They're easy to replace and they're 50 cents each. So, but I do like to have everything because the layout these are going on is pretty highly detailed. And actually this car, it matches the blue and yellow motif of the Virginia Railroad cars. That is, and the detail up around the catwalk here and everything, that detail is just awesome. Now in today's haul, I also have a K-line electric train, and I kind of like the K-line stuff that I have already, and a lot of people think it's not quite up to the standard of other manufacturers. I haven't found it. I kind of like their stuff, and this was available. And it's one that, and I do collect things I had as a child, and this was part of a set that I had many years ago. I don't have it anymore, and I wanted to replace it. As I'm getting older, I like to have the things, like I guess like we all do, that I had when I was younger. And of course, the nice thing is TRAINZ is a good source, and for me, they've been just as good as it gets. One of the issues I have had in buying used trains from shows and from other various places, the screw that holds the trucks to the frame on some, and I don't know if this is one of them, I haven't checked it, I just thought I'd mention this as a tip. A lot of times when that screw gets a half a turn loose, the trucks get very wobbly, and here's what happens. As the train is going down the track, it I don't like that look. Now, I've heard the counterpoint to that is that scale. That's how real trains do to rock and roll. But when these get loose, another thing, you're prone to derailments, especially if that car is up in the front by the engine and there's a heavy, and a lot of times I'm running the longest train I possibly can get. And so what happens is that combination of the wheel, the trucks being loose, can be a problem. Now this one, none of them so far have been loose, but it's something I check in the course of oil in the trucks and making sure the couplers work, all the little details before I ever go up and put this on the layout. Oh, it's funny, I have a friend who has a dedicated extension on his house and an enormous layout, much bigger than my layout, and when we go to train shows together, he always tells me, it doesn't matter, every time you add to your collection, you get an adrenaline high. I think I got a little adrenaline high today. Everything we got today from TRAINZ is really going to add to the layout. Now, as I'm unboxing, some of the boxes look like they're brand new, in fact. And again, a lot of the stuff, if you go by the rating that TRAINZ puts on their products, and of course, if you're not satisfied, they're more than happy to take it back. I'm sure they are aware that some of the stuff is not up to your expectations, and they want to keep you as a customer, so this one looks exceptionally nice. Now, again, a lot of these, when I'm at a train show, I can just grab them and feel them and touch them and everything. And I haven't got a bad one yet, but I have a feeling this one has this truck is loose. Now, if you can see that, it's going to require taking this apart. Yeah, one truck is loose, and that's why I put this on the video. That's going to just require tightening of a screw, and we'll have a perfect piece of rolling stock. I wanted to show this little tip because if some of the modern cars have, and some do and some don't, the little screw that controls the play in the trucks. Well, when you have an older model that has a rivet, and this is one of the Lionel ones, what I've done is just taken a little piece of wire and wrapped it around there, and what that does, it tightens this up, and what it still lets it turn. But and another way to do this, of course, is you can put a washer of some kind under there, or anything that tightens that up, And it's a little minor thing, and when you buy used trains, being able to do that, that gives you a lot more choices than if you have to buy brand new ones. And Milwaukee Road, one of the things I want to add in the future is more Milwaukee Road cars, and maybe even a passenger set, depending how this season goes. And even when the stuff you get needs a little tweaking or a screw tightened up or something, it's when you're done, I think you really do get that little rush. Be careful taking these out of the box sometimes. I don't want to catch it on any of the little delicate parts. This one is a little tricky to get out. Let's see what he's hooking on. There you go. And again, we will check the normal things. In this whole order, I haven't even seen any things with scratches on them or any dents, anything. This has been really a good thing. A lot of times they'll have one little scratch or whatever. This looks like it's in nice shape, and this is one of the ones I really wanted to add to my rolling stock. Again, not any damage at all to everything so far. Maybe it's our lucky day, but these are not new things. We don't have any new stuff in this order, I don't think. But I always like to check, and to check the looseness of the trucks and that the wheels spin well, and we'll be ready to get these up on the layout. And they all really, again, I really enjoy adding to my collection, and I have always enjoyed it, even as a younger person. Now, what's funny about the world of trains that I find entertaining anyway is no matter how many trains you have, and I have a significant amount of trains, it's always exciting to get a new piece of rolling stock, a new building for the layout, a new engine, and it just never goes out of style. I don't know. It's uncanny. Anyway, another one that I really wanted, and this is a Rail King. Oh, that looks nice. Boy, that is a beauty. Absolute beauty. I don't think the wheels have ever been on the tracks. That looks as good as it gets. And again, everybody has their own level of what they're willing to tolerate when you buy used anything, but the stuff we got today is exceptional. Oh, I took a chance on this one, again, because it didn't have the box and it wasn't rated a 9. So I just took a chance because I really wanted this car to add to the collection. And again, sometimes you just have to take a little bit of a chance. Didn't have the box, and if it's got a few little scratches on it, I could live with that for sure. But now here's the point I'm making. When Trains, I bought other stuff from Trains that didn't have the box, and it was perfect. So it met my expectations anyway. Now, of course, everybody's different, and this is a little sweetheart of a car that I wanted. I'm looking at it real close, and I'll make my own coal load. I make my own coal loads. By the way, another thing you can do is, if this comes out, and I'm sure it does, you can take, what I've done is take white glue, take this out of the car, of course, and then just dip it in coal and let it dry overnight, and usually the white glue, of course, disappears, and you'll have a much more realistic coal load. So, but I don't care about the coal loads. I like to add my own, and I want to make sure, of course, give it the little test we all do. These are nice and tight even. Sometimes they need a little tweaking, but again, you're buying used stuff, and it's so inexpensive relative to new stuff. I can't see any reason this wouldn't work for me. Amazing to me too. Even these inexpensive pieces of rolling stock have beautiful detailing. It's just amazing to me that they can do this, and it's so nice. And because I had the Trains back in the 50s, I still have them running on the layout, in fact. But these modern, these ones that are made in the last 10 years or so, or 20 years maybe, the detail is just so beautiful. I need to get the coal cars all together and have a big coal drag before this session is over. Now this is some of the new stuff, well, that we got today. What a great day this was. And I am pretty religious about using that needle oiler on new stuff, and especially after I run a train for a while. It's such cheap insurance, and it takes a lot of the strain off your engines, and wearing out rubber tires prematurely on the modern ones that have rubber tires. And boy, I do like that tank car. That up on the layout, that just really looked great. Actually, all the stuff we got today added to the layout. It added to my. So I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you've not shopped at TRAINZ, remember it's TRAINZ with a Z. With a Z, just like Zorro. If you haven't shopped there yet, I think you'll find the experience very pleasant. And I have in the past. It's helped me add to my collection, enjoy my layout more. And I have had these trains since the early 50s. A lot of them I've had, the original trains. My grandson enjoys running them with me. All my friends seem to enjoy coming up and checking out the layout and breathing in some of that smoke fluid. We have 3,000 videos on YouTube, many of them about trains, but about other subjects too. It's an eclectic channel. And thank you guys so much for watching.